Hello everyone and welcome to Crypto Night, the crypto investor channel. I'm Boris, so let's dive in. Today I'm with Colton. Hello Colton.
Hey Boris, welcome back to the Kryptonite channel, everyone.
All right, let's talk IMX, Immutable X.
Yeah, my first question for you today, Boris, is, what is Immutable X, and can you kind of dive deeper into their project?
Okay, so it's a layer 2 based, it's on sitting on the top of Ethereum being the layer 1. And what does it do mainly? Well, it specializes in NFT, whenever you mint them on Ethereum, they become expensive because you have a lot of gas fees. And really the idea behind IMX, Immutable X, is that since it is a layer 2 sitting on the top of Ethereum, it combines a lot of transactions together and virtually you get down to almost nothing. I mean, virtually almost zero gas fees. So you're minting those NFTs for free. So that's pretty interesting. Don't forget Polygon, who's getting so popular these days. It's because they're also a layer 2 on the top of Ethereum, Matic. And they're very popular because they save you a ton of money on fees. So that's roughly in a nutshell what they are. And also they help with gaming because gaming is becoming a big thing around NFTs and you need faster transaction time. Sometimes the problem with Ethereum, it gets so congested that unless you're willing to pay a lot of premium, it takes a while for everything to go through. So I'm sorry, just on this, on the technology that they're using is called the zero knowledge, and it's executing things basically outside of the L1. So basically it does everything on the layer 2 and then eventually brings it to the layer 1, but it helps with the speed because everything being done is only done, on the L2 and then passed on to the layer 1. But the layer 1 is for letters, just for, let's say, archiving, basically.
Yes, sir.
So, and their coin is used for staking, voting, and governance. And we'll go a little bit more detail into this, after that.
Yes, sir. Okay. Now, my next question for you, Boris, is can you kind of discuss their history and their performance? I know they've been around for, a little bit, but can you dive into that?
Yeah. So in 18, basically they had the technology was launched, the platform, all that kind of stuff. They were probably one of the first layer 2. They claim to be the first layer 2. I don't know, there are a few out there, but one of the first layer 2 scaling solutions. People realizing that Ethereum was going to be great, but obviously you needed a layer 2 to help with the fees and the speed. They have about 100 members that are developing on the platform, so that's great because obviously you want to have a good team, and 100 people. That's definitely a great team. It's a good sized team. They've performed, supposedly over 9,000 FT transfer swap means every second, very fast. No gas costs. They also claim to be completely carbon neutral, to be one of those really true, carbon neutral organization, with the ZK rollup solution. They developed and published a lot of NFT gaming projects like Guilds of Guardians and God Unchained. So, they have some cool stuff out there, and we're going to see, some of the giants that they are now starting to work with thanks to the Starkware ZK rollup technology. Just to talk real quick on the numbers, in their case, it was an initial exchange offering, not an ICO, but an IEO, and it was 16 cents. And it was done in November in 2021. So it's fairly, recent, the introduction of their coin. And they've been doing a price increase of 3.5%, 3.5 times against the US dollar, 11x against Ethereum, and about 11x as well against Bitcoin. So they hit their all-time high at the end of November at $9.52. Man, you could have made so much money in such a short period of time. Their lowest price, their all-time low was basically recently at 53 cents. And right now they are sitting at 61 cents, which it's up definitely from the 57, or 53 cents, I'm sorry, was the low. But so they're up quite a bit. But if you look on 180 days, 180 days, they were at $1.75. So definitely a big drop. And then if we look at the 1 year, I mean, you can see that in no time they had reached very high at $9 something. And since then, boom, it's way down. But what I like is their tokenomics. We're going to go over that, in a minute. They have lots of projects, lots of stuff going on. So it's promising. It's definitely one of those coins, and they are not ranked ideally in the top 100, but they're 118, so they're not too far off. I think they're worth maybe a little risk. At least I think so for myself, and I bought some.
No, my next question for you, Boris, is can you kind of dive into what's new with them, but also what is on their future roadmap as well, too?
Yeah, well, basically, gaming is the big thing. I mean, NFT, it's big. Obviously, lots of people are getting into NFTs and exchanging, NFTs. And most people think about NFTs as being just an image, and so, yes, it's true. It's an image. But also in the gaming industry, it could be, if it's a racing game, maybe it's the car itself is an NFT. And it's an object that people can trade. So they can sell it to each other. And now you sell me your car and it's a Ferrari, and now I have the Ferrari because you sold me the NFT. So it was very easy to exchange, so it makes it very easy for people to trade. Sometimes those people, some of those games, and you can elaborate a little bit more because you're also a specialist on those things, Colton. But basically, lots of gaming stuff. So real quick, Tatsumiko, that's role-playing game, they did a partnership with Immutable X to enhance their gameplay. And that's very recent. That's, less than about a month ago. And then, the NFT sales, they expect to increase, over time. And they're seeing already, traders increasing by 36% compared to a year ago. Third quarter 2021, the NFT trading is up 36%. When we know that the NFT market right now is hurting pretty bad. That's pretty good to see that it's grown that much. And their volume at Immutable X themselves is up 87% compared to the previous quarter. And that's really the indication of the potential on the Web3 games. So they're developing those relationships with a lot of different gaming industries. And that I think the other big one to notice is Montico, which is a Korean-based Web3 game developer, and they just also deal with Immutable X, for a game called Hunter's Arena Rebirth that will be launching in 2023. So it is growing everywhere, and in terms of sales per blockchain, Ethereum is definitely a big one. Solana, and then Immutable X, and then Flow, and BNB, and Ronin. So it's amazing to see that they're growing this much, and their NFT sales is up 79.88% in just 7 days. So very recently, things are growing very, very fast. And I think it's going to accelerate because of all those deals they're striking with big gaming platforms.
Yeah. And
go ahead on some of the stuff that you have, some information you have on all those gaming things.
Yeah. I mean, for the people who, play video games and understand video games, the term NFT has kind of been around for a while now. If you play FIFA, you play Madden, you have an ultimate team. You're getting FIFA coins, or for Madden, you're getting Madden coins. You're going to then purchase, let's say Messi, or you're going to purchase, Justin Jefferson. You then can trade those players with other people in the marketplace. They've always been around, Ultimate Team, and, has been around for years now. So, it may have not always been called an NFT, but that has been around since, I was a child. Ultimate Team has been here. Another one that is very, very big and everyone probably knows is Fortnite. You use V-Bucks to buy skins. You use V-Bucks to buy camos for your gun. You use it to buy, certain partnerships such as LeBron. You can partner with Thanos. There's a whole bunch of stuff that you can partner with. So the whole NFT thing, it's not necessarily new to the video game world. It's never been called an NFT. But it has been around for a very, very long time. And again, you can go to Call of Duty, Warzone, you're purchasing, Call of Duty bucks and then purchasing skins, and then you can trade that with other people. So, but the biggest one, like I said, is Madden and FIFA at the end of the day. When you're on Ultimate Team, you're purchasing, Messi. And then, if you don't like Messi, 2 weeks later, you can definitely trade him or, sell him for, X amount of coins. It just depends on what version of Messi you have. So it has been around for a very, very long time now. It has not been called an NFT, so to speak, but this has been in video games for years now. So, it's only going to adapt. And what, Boris is talking about with the cars is it's pretty cool. You can purchase a car. You can say, hey, I want these stock rims or the stock engine for now. But, once I build up my career and, make some money, I can then go trade, my stock wheels or my stock engine for something else, or I can purchase something. So, it's always been in the video game world. It's just never been said NFT, so you don't. If you're into video games, you obviously know that this is big, but if you're someone who is new to video games and trying to figure out, the new development of how it's going to move forward, this has been around for a very, very long time. It's just not been stated as an NFT. So, this is not new to the video game world at all. So just, take it with a grain of salt, but I think this is the future of video games in general. I mean, every video game now, you got to buy a season pass, and that season pass unlocks NFTs for you throughout the as you level up. So it's even in sports games too now. Sports was the one video game sector that didn't really have this, but if you got Madden this year, if you got FIFA, if you got the new golf game that came out, there's seasons to it, just like a first person shooter, etc. So that's really what I wanted to explain to the people who really don't play video games is that this has been around. It's just now being labeled as an NFT. So don't be necessarily afraid of it, because like I said, I'm 26 and I've been playing Ultimate Team since I was probably 10. So it's been around for about 16 years and now just has a name to it at the end of the day. But that's all I really had to add for the video games, Boris.
Okay. So yeah, interesting that it's the gaming that could be also a whole new market for NFT and very profitable very quickly. That's why I think IMX has a good chance of making some decent returns. Next question.
Yeah. So, the question that everyone likes, Boris, can you stake, Immutable X, and where should we be staking Immutable X?
Yeah, very easy. They're just simple rules to follow. You go to the imx.community/staking. And basically, all you have to do is connect, your wallet at the top. And then you can stake and unstake, it unstakes automatically at the end of the cycle and all that kind of stuff. But really the two things to remember, and we put it into our slide, is that you can stake, your IMX, every 14 days. Each cycle is 14 days. The unstakings, the tokens unlock at the end of the cycle. And also it's very important, you need to trade one NFT during the staking cycle. That means you have to trade at least one NFT every 14 days. So if you're only buying the token, pretty much like I am, because I am not doing a whole lot of stuff with NFTs, on the staking might not be a great solution for you, to stake. But if you are definitely using, a lot of NFTs and you're really using the Immutable X platform, then I think there should be no problem. But they're really forcing you, to actually be a true member of the community if you want to stake. And the reward, it's about 5% annual rate. So it's very decent, and at least it's sustainable. The thing also is how they make their money is very easy, because you're like, okay, if they make zero fee on minting, how they make money? Well, basically, you have to get some IMX tokens to buy and trade on IMX, on Immutable X. So whenever you buy those, there's a 2% fee. on the exchange of those IMX, and out of those 20% of that 2% fee is basically allocated for staking rewards. The rest, a big portion of it is also distributed, for the people to pay for the development of new things. So it looks like it's a very sustainable ecosystem, which is what I really like about it. It's not some crazy stuff where they give you 30%, staking rewards, and then it's not sustainable and they run out of money in no time. So everything they've built is pretty nice.
Now, my last question for you, Boris, is can you give us a price prediction and, tell us where this is going to be in the future?
Very difficult. We try to put some numbers together, but it could be all over the place, because if it gets successful, it could ramp up like a monster. Obviously it's never going to be at the level of Ethereum or Bitcoin or the L1s, but it could do extremely nicely. And in a bull run, we could see some really, really high numbers. Now, those numbers here are more conservative. We try to be conservative. By next year, we're looking around $1, possibly 80 cents to $1. Mm-hmm. By 2025, we could be along the lines of roughly about $2, which is nice. What, 60 cents? So it's still like more than 3x in just 2-3 years. By 2027, it could go up to about $4 or $5, and ready by 2030, $14. But if we look at their market cap right now, their market cap is 350 million. They could grow, 20, 30x from here, and it's still not crazy, because the gaming industry is huge. There's a lot of people playing, and if it becomes a worldwide trading between all the gamers and all that stuff, it could do extremely, extremely well. So to be conservative on the price prediction, we're looking roughly 20x, roughly, $11.50, $12 from 60 cents, that's 20x. But potentially it could be double that. So it could be a 40x from here, definitely. And it's never a proof that, it'll go back to all-time high, but they're growing by leaps and bounds, and they have some crazy number to show, on the way they are progressing right now. They have minted over 50 million NFTs, They are the number one platform in NFT trade, with almost closing on 9 million trades this year. So they really have a lot of stuff going on. They are really all over the place, and they're growing by leaps and bounds. So that's it, not financial recommendation from us, but I bought a bunch because I believe, and I didn't buy too much. This is representing maybe 1%, if that, maybe 0.5% of the total portfolio. But I think it's one of those that have a great potential of growing. They're still a little risky because they're not in the top 100, but they're not risky like getting something for the top, from the top 3,000 or something really buried down the line.
From my side, Boris, that's all I have for today. So if you feel
that's it for me as well. So thank you, everyone. Thank you, Colton. And we'll look forward to see you on the next Kryptonite video. I hope this video helps. Thank you for watching. Have a good day. If you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel. And if you like the video at the end, click on the thumbs up.